I paid the price. I didn't deserve to win the gold. You know, missed it by 5 points and Vietnam from Australia. And I just say that God bless me to make another Olympic team. I want to be the toughest athlete out there mentally. Because physically, I knew I could do it. But here, I doubted my team. That's why my team was there. They were telling me everything is okay. But I'm saying I'm not okay.
So that silver medal wasn't good enough and probably served as inspiration for the next Olympic Games.
Right.
Well, I think that it's interesting that you're touching on mindset, how important it is, and there are so many good athletes out there in the United States, and we can say, oh well, there's a handful of kids that are great, but what is it that separates you? What made the difference from just being another one of those really talented athletes?
I can't pinpoint it, but I could honestly probably contribute to one, for me, always being humble, always willing to work hard, having great coaches who understood me as a person, but then also recognize my skills and my talents. One of the things Bobby will always say to all of us is that I would make you better than you came to me, and if I can't, then I fail him as a coach. So technique is something you don't like to do because it's repetitive and you have to do it ongoing and ongoing. You always want, I just want to get out there and jump. But I didn't understand why I need to do certain things, why it's important for us to work on positioning, or why, learning how to stay outside the bar longer or laying out, and all those different things, made a difference. But as an athlete, sometimes, we go from nothing and then all of a sudden they say all these great things about you and you just lose sight of reality. And for me, I always believe and know there's going to be someone else. But how can I be the best in this moment in time? How can I continue to strive to be a better Jackie? Listen to if it's Bobby or if it's Brooks or Parthenatus or the different coaches. Learn as much as I could from them. A lot of times, Bobby oversees my program, but he was smart enough to know that sometimes we are clashing. Let me bring somebody else in that can help you, that you can hear them, because I'm saying the same thing, but you're not hearing me. And all those little things, I think, made a difference. And also just, you got to keep grinding. I don't care how great they say you are, I wanted James Frederick record. So I know there's somebody that's going to be dipping at my heels. But I'm going to make it real difficult for you to get it.
Let's talk about your brother Al. Al is one of my favorite people. He was a track star too, and he won the Olympic gold in the triple jump in 1984. Now, to me, this is amazing. Here's one family with two Olympians, and not just Olympians, but gold medalists. What was unique about your family that kind of drove this engine?
I guess, I wouldn't call it unique in a sense. One being because my brother and I, we always would compete against each other, and Al didn't believe in working out at all, And so, as youngsters, we coming up and, I'm going to practice every day and, everyone talks about how good I am and Al like, oh, she's not good and, so we do our little match race, on the streets, everybody out watching and I end up beating him. But the story behind it was that I was trying to show him, when you come to practice, this is what happens. You know, I'm sure I'm not faster than you, but I go to practice every day. And I beat him, and the same thing once. My brother just didn't believe in practice. I mean, he was third place in our state, and I just said, you just practice, you know. He didn't have the same coaches, you know, so, but then he goes off to school, and you know, I go to visit him, I take these pictures of me and Flojo, and he's telling me he's gonna marry her. I'm like, you're not even her type. And little did I know, he moves to California with me, you know, and in '84, I'm telling him that this Bob Kurtz guy, I mean, he's a great coach. I say he's a disciplinarian, and there's no nonsense. If you're gonna come, you better be ready, you know. And so he said, okay, Jackie, I'm coming. So my brother came, he moved into the apartment with me, and that's retraining. And Bobby sat him down, and Bobby just told him that your problem is you are out of shape. You know, some of these people believe in going to meets and getting into shape. They really do. So he would just go to all these meets and thinking that he's going to get in shape. And it was just, he was having problems with his foot. Bobby sent him to this podiatrist, and come to find out he had a stress fracture. And that was the best thing that could have happened, because that's the longest my brother had been still. So he had that boot on, and he would come over and work with me in the long jump, and I would work with him. He would just, you know, walk through his motions of the triple jump. And then in 1984, go to the games, and I remember going through the turnstile at USC, the training track before you go to the Coliseum. And my brother comes to the track, he's really upset. I said, what's wrong? I said, you know, he's like, oh, I just saw the news, and you know, they talk about everybody but me. And I'm like, I said, Fricker? Oh, that's what I call him, Fricker. His name is Al. I said, don't worry about that. I said, tell you what, go out there and give him something to talk about. And little did I know, going into my last event, the 800 meters, and I'm struggling. And my brother's on the back stretch of the track, and they're announcing Al Joyner had just won gold medal in the triple jump. Wow. And as I'm running, and he's saying, come on, Jackie, come on. I have no energy because I didn't follow protocol. You know, if I had a wig, I would have put it on him and say, get out here and finish the day.
That's incredible.
Yeah. He won the first gold medal in the family. I beat him on the street, but he beat me to the gold medal.
A little bit of sibling rivalry. Yeah. Well, I do want to give everybody a chance to ask Jackie some questions if you have some, so start formulating. But I think I just want to pick your brain, like, for what kind of advice would you give young people today that aspire to greatness?
You know, I would say stay true to who you are. Surround yourself with positive people. Have a great appreciation for who you are. And going back to when I said that, never give up on yourself. As long as you believe, you can turn a doubter into a believer. But you have to believe, and you have to be willing to do the work, even when you don't think there's work to be done. Yeah, so we just say, stay true to you, stay true to who you are. Especially young ladies, we have to love ourselves first. Find love in our heart. And if there's forgiveness we need to give, forgiveness starts with you. Be open-minded and have an open heart.
That's great advice. So I'm going to open the floor to anybody who would like to ask a question, and I think what I'll do is
Vicky. I'm here for 1 year here in Manhattan. So how do you like it here? Do you like Kansas and this school?
You know, I like it. It was dark when I got in. It was a straight shot from St. Louis. But I love the Midwest. And as an age grouper, you know, we competed in Manhattan to beat the Lowlands. So, is that it?
she hasn't been here long enough. We still have like into the night.
Right.
Oh, thank you. So my question was going to be if you felt like because you talked about it being within like the determination and the want to succeed. I was going to ask if you felt like that had to be something that was innate in a person, but it sounds like with your brother that not necessarily, like that can be something developed over time.
Yeah, I think that I just think you have to have a lot of faith and you have to believe. But even with faith and belief, you have to be willing to do the work, because sometimes things don't happen when we want them to, but I believe over the course it will happen. And sometimes we give up on ourselves or not realizing that that next day or that next moment a breakthrough was about to happen. So I just believe in staying the course, and there's a lesson to be learned along the way that, you know, okay, why am I faced with this challenge? And I'm not bogged down in the challenge, I'm trying to find a solution to it, you know, and not pondering on it. It's like, okay, what's the solution to this? How can I figure this out?
So that drive can be learned. It doesn't necessarily, you have to start out with it if it's something that you enjoy or.
Right, I think that's the key. First, finding the love, enjoying it, and just know you're going to go through ups and downs. But if you're passionate about it, then you're going to continue to fight. You're going to work your way through it, and then that drive continues to drive you, because in the end, this is where I want to be. You know, for me, I always saw the big picture, and in the big picture, none of the things that interfered with it was that part of that picture. But I always know this is where I'm trying to get to. You know, these are distractions. It's trying to change the picture for me. No, this is the picture that I have, and this is how I'm going to get there. You're just an obstacle along the way. So that becomes the drive, to drive away the obstacles.
Hi. I have a comment and a question. I am really excited to be here. I was texting my dad. I saw it when he first got in here. I took a picture and I was like, she's here. And my dad was like, I saw her run in Seoul. He was stationed in Seoul, and so I got to see you run. And he was like, you gotta try to get a picture. I was like, I don't know if we can take pictures. So, and then also, did you ever think, like, I remember watching you, I'm thinking, like, I must have been really little, but did you ever think that you would be such a role model, like seeing women like Serena Williams and like other athletes, Simone Biles and Simone Manuel, did you ever think that, like, you were paving the way for so many women and Black women specifically to have such an impact in the Olympics?
You know, in all honesty, as a part of that picture, you never realized that's what you were doing. But being kind coming from the sports arena and recognizing the women who came before me, really, played a major role in my life because they didn't have the same opportunities. And for me, I wanted to really just be a great ambassador, knowing that, when Rudolph win 3 gold medals and go back to our hometown, but can't eat at the counter because of the color of her skin, and when you meet her, that she's not bitter at all. She's really a strong woman. So for me, being a great role model, I take that responsibility very seriously. But I always wanted to be a great messenger because regardless of what I might think or not think at all, that there's someone listening to me. And I want to make sure that I'm sending a great message, and it could be a message of hope, but inspiration in a way that we all could be inspirational, because you probably got a niece and nephew or, someone in your family that look up to you. Some of us are first time going to college or that's inspiration within itself. My mom didn't even finish high school, but I knew she was an inspiration to me because she showed me how to work hard.
My question is, how do you come back from a bad season? Like where you suffer from an injury or your times weren't there?
I think for me what I had to do was recognize that it was a bad season, put that behind me, but even though the whole year it was one or two things good out there, and how can I build on that? And the times might not be where I wanted to be, but sit down and talk with coach, and everything happens in practice. The times that you're trying to get to is according to what you're doing in practice. So, am I hitting the marks in practice? And then when I'm going to the competition, I'm not getting there, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get there. And so for me, I continue to set goals, and I write on my CM, I keep a journal. I go through what I'm going through, even if I was in school, emotionally, what was happening, what was causing me to be in this, bad mood, and go back and read through that. Was it my teammates, was it my coach, or was it me? How can I get out of my way? Now let me start bringing it in what the coach is saying. Some days I don't want to rest, but coach saying I need you to rest. To me, I was like, oh, that's going to put me behind. That one day of rest give me a long season versus that one day of pushing it and I'm out for 6 to 8 weeks. So it's really, and then just find a way to, find quiet time for yourself, pushing out the negativity and bringing in the good. So start thinking about, you can't do anything about last year. This is where you are. This is what I need to do. I need to focus on this year. Because if you keep living in the past, then you're never going to see where you need to go in the future. Good luck to you.
Hi, thanks so much for being here. I'm a career advisor and a career center, and I just came back from being away, and so coming back to my roots 7 years in the Southeast. And one thing I've noticed culturally is that about once a week with my female students, I have a conversation about them maybe putting aside a career decision because they're waiting on progressing a relationship, a proposal that hasn't happened yet, or just a relationship that's kind of pending. And so I was just wondering, sometimes I struggle with words to be able to encourage them to find a healthy balance. So what would you say to those young women about just balancing relationship but also being able to stay on track with pursuing what your dreams are?
I would say, I think one of the things we don't put ourselves first. And it's important, it's very important that it's okay to put yourself first, and understanding that these are the things that I want. Why is it that I gotta chase him? Why can he chase me? And I need to be the strong one, you know, but I think that, I would say continue to tell them that they're strong. What are your goals? How you going to reach those goals? You know, this partner is going to be a partner that's going to help you or hold you back. But in the end though, this is where you're trying to be. And if this is the right partner for you, you know, because it seems like you're saying to me, you made 2 steps forward, but now you're going 5 steps backwards because the partner over here is upset or mad, and then you're not feeling good. So why should you feel that way? So put yourself first, encourage them to continue to, you know, be the leader. I mean, it's hard because I see with some of the people I work with, and we always like, I'm not playing second fiddle to nobody. And that's what you should tell them. We're going to be in this, we're going to be in this together. And in order for us to win, we got to, you know, agree to disagree, but we got to be on the same page. You know, I'm not going to be on page 1 and you on page 10. No, we on page 1, and let's have an understanding. But first you got to start with me, you know, and you got to be stronger than that. Because if something happens and everything is dependent on that partner, then how are you going to function? Do not lose your ability, you know, to lead in a way that's not overbearing, but of equal.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Dawn, and I'd like to say thank you to Gwen and Kim, I'm guessing, and the rest of Women's Studies. I'm from the Boys and Girls Club, and we have 2 tables tonight at the event. So really, my question is about community. I know that you had a lot of support from your mother, but a lot of kids don't have that support of that person in their family that's standing up for them or pushing them. So with your experiences in St. Louis previously and now with your club, what are some things that you can say to us as community members that could help us to support our youth that you've seen as being successful measures?
You know, I would say, for me, is meeting young people where they are and allowing them to have a voice, but then also trying to help and show support. And then also, how can you get family engagement and having things that is inclusive of everyone, and so that's all.
Well, to me, I think that what you do at the Boys and Girls Club fosters this sense of support. And hopefully, some of those kids that come out tonight will get to hear Jackie's story and just her words of wisdom, because I think it tells you that even when times get tough, that if you just stay the course and make a plan and say, these are just obstacles right now, just for the time being, but I can still get there, that anything is possible.
Right, and then plus, you know, we didn't have a lot. You know, my mom and daddy struggled, and we didn't have a place to live. We lived with my grandmother, or my great-grandmother at home, and they were teenagers, you know, but as a young girl, for whatever reason, my eyes and ears was open when I didn't think they were, because it was things I was listening to, and my mom's biggest fear is that she didn't want me to get pregnant at 14. I didn't know that. She didn't preach that or say that. But her guidelines and everything that I thought that she was being strict was really trying to push me in a different direction. You know, and sports was the last thing on her mind. You know, she didn't really want me doing sports, you know, and because she didn't know the coaches, to her they were strangers. You know, and if you're gonna pick my daughter up, I need to know who you are, your address, your social security number, all that. You know, and everybody. You know, and as a young person, you have to be like that. But that's the protection. And I know through all of my work that I've done with boys and girls club, you know, I think I feel a key as well as in what I do at my community center is getting people to come in and experience and see the young people. And people from all different backgrounds. And then they would find a way, not so much find a way, but they would see where the need is and how they can help fill that void and be a mentor to some of the young people that are going through the doors and also get young people to see people who look like them that are successful and that have, you know, because all of us have a story.
We've got time for a couple more questions here, so.
Hi, and of course it's an honor to be here and see you today. I work for the Boys and Girls Club too, and I don't work directly with the children, but it's obvious that we need an athletic program of some kind. Do you have any suggestions for what steps to take to maybe get that in place? Because of course you're talking funding. So what would you suggest, you know, to get something started along those lines?
I would say that you do some kind of activities, right?
Various activities, but we don't have any specific athletic type, you know, like basketball specifically. It's just various activities, but on the athletic side of things, not really.
Right. So
I just kind of run and play and, you know, toss the ball here and there. Nothing structured.
Well, that's key. Starting making it structured. And because you don't, what's the makeup? Are you in a school or are you in?
We have various sites throughout Manhattan. I work at the main office, and what do we have better?
We have 9 sites, mostly in schools, 1 site, and then we serve about 972 kids average daily.
How many?
972.
Throughout all the sites.
Right.
So, you know, they have great facilities right over here. Yes, so take it out. You might not have the facilities, but there are facilities around while you're trying to build on what it is, whatever campaign you want to do to build some kind of sports facility. But also, I think
gym. Really, really nice gym. So we have that.
right. So then you could do. I created my own curriculum. It's character and leadership development with a physical component to it. And throughout our gymnasium, we go through our 14 principles, and through those principles, there is some kind of activity, and we use the gymnasium. So one great thing about track and field is that you can run anywhere and do all kinds of different things, even from just jump rope and giving young people just the basics. And if the ultimate goal is to build some kind of complex, then you start building from there and meeting with your donors and sharing the stories and really keeping tracking of what you're doing. And there are different youth programs that a representative or a group from the Boys and Girls Club are going to the AAU championships. Or look at some of your alumni that might have gone to K-State, you know, and build from there and start crafting the story around it and building it up. And why, you know, well, there is evidence where physical activity, they do show improvement dealing with academics. But I know from athletics, the discipline and all that comes along with it, you know, might be in the athletic world, but when you go in the business world, it's the same thing, you know. If you're going to work a job, you got to show up every day. If you're going to go to school, you got to report to someone. You got to have an appreciation for authority on all levels.
have a question here. I am a post-collegiate multi-athlete here at K-State. But before I ask my question, where is everyone? What's happening? I came in expecting to be pushed out a door because there's no space. If Michael Jordan came, I mean, it would be crowded. The whole state of Kansas would have come. I'm just shocked. I'm a multi-athlete and I've done decathlon for the last 10 years. And I do have high appreciation for it. And I think we have the greatest athlete, female athlete in the world here. So just maybe clap. Back to the sports questions. You kind of mentioned the importance of trusting your coach, but from my own experience, I know trust to coach is one thing, and then filtering and feeling and knowing your body is another thing. How would you go about that from your experience? How do you see, looking back, when and how you found that fine line of trusting your coach and now listening to your body and knowing how to respond to that?
Yeah, great question, because I think trust is a two-way street. It's just not me trusting my coach trusting me. And one of the things that became challenging towards the latter part of my career was that a lot of times other people come into your circle, or when I say other people, I mean like different physical therapists or different new people come in. And I was one that was very in tune to my body. And I would tell, I kept trying to explain to my coach that I'm feeling something in my leg. And I'm a very hard worker. I don't ever try to get out of, a workout. But the physical therapist at the time, because they were new and they were saying, no, the leg is okay. So in '96, when I was training for the hurdles and saying I feel something in my leg, and Bobby at the time was like, he talked to the physical therapist, said, no, I think she's ready to go. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I feel something. And one of the workouts that we wouldn't have done, because your hamstring is tender or you feel anything, is critical zones that we do in the hurdles, and we set up the critical zone. And then running out, that's 3 up front, and then the middle out, where you really get the top acceleration, is when I end up pulling. But that was a lesson for not only for me, but also for Bobby, even with his current athletes today, is that telling them, if you feel anything, talk to me, let the coach know, because sometimes you just push, and there are some athletes that try to get out of workouts, you can identify them, because on the hard days, for whatever reason, they said some came up because they know the routine, but then the ones who are there, because I know my body, I knew, but because of the person that I am, I'm not going to walk out on my coach, so, and it was a hard lesson to learn, but a valuable one from him coaching and working on with his athletes today.
Well, I think we ought to move towards our drawing for the 2 tickets tonight. And Frank, if you'd like to bring those up and
Ta-da!
Katie Dillon.
Katie, are you coming on up?
I don't know.
You can come on up.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, we're going to wrap up for this session of the Q&A, and we're going to get a picture of Katie with Jackie. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. This was wonderful. I think our dialogue was fantastic. And we'll see some of you tonight.
where you're going.